Hey everyone, you might not recognize me. Haven't shaven in 5.5 months, and I just wanted to explain why. I'm on my way down to the barber shop, my buddy Hermano at Old World Barbering, and I'm sure he'll be as excited as I am to get rid of this hair and beard. The day Governor Murphy shut us down, I said I'm not in agreement with this. I had my reasons, and I'll go into them a little bit, but as a personal protest and what turned out to be a much longer time period, I said I won't be shaving or getting a haircut until my gym that I own out in Phillipsburg, New Jersey can open again. At the time, it was a 2-week shutdown to flatten the curve, with everybody pretty much knowing that after 2 weeks he was going to add on to it. So I thought a month should be plenty of time to get a handle on this, really know what we were dealing with, have the hospitals get their infrastructure together, and then we'll be open. Well, needless to say, we all know in New Jersey that that didn't happen, and we waited and we waited and we waited some more. And as I went through this process, people would ask me, what are you doing this for? I don't understand. Like, why are you just not cutting your hair, shaving? And principally, it comes down to, first off, I wanted to realize, people to realize that from day one, not in agreement with the lockdown. Now, you can say you're in agreement or not, but I wasn't, and I still aren't. I'm still not in agreement about the lockdown. Another thing is, as I went through the process 5-6 weeks in, I realized that things were changing. Like mentality-wise, sleeping in a little bit more and just changing our routines. And I would get up and I would look in the mirror and I would be like, wow, look how long my beard is, or look how long my hair is. And it would remind me as to how long it's been, because you kind of lose track of time. And again, it turned into a conversation piece. People that I hadn't seen since the lockdown would sometimes not recognize me. I'd be 2 sentences in and I realized they don't know who I am. They're just being nice. And then they'd realize who they were talking to. And then I'd say, they'd say, well, what are you doing this for? And I would say the reasons I was doing it for. And then it would get into a conversation about, the current state of affairs, coronavirus, and things of that nature. And it gave me an opportunity to actually have an open conversation with people. Some people did not want to have a conversation that looked at the other side of the coin, that looked at something other than, what the government was telling us and what the major or mass media was telling us. Things about the virus that we were learning, that it was more of a hemoglobin, red blood cell oxygen issue, and that it was more like having the bends with or altitude sickness, and it wasn't a lung disease, a structural lung issue like ARDS. And we would have these conversations and realize that the whole ventilator push was not really necessary in the beginning. It was the wrong protocol, and they weren't doing oxygen therapy. Just cannula oxygen therapy was what these people needed. These kinds of conversations in the beginning were very difficult to have. Now it's self-evident that the last thing you would ever do is put a COVID patient on mechanical ventilation. But give their medical system and our frontline workers credit. They didn't know what they were dealing with, so we needed some time to figure that out. It was a scary proposition for them. I get it. But now it's pretty clear that the first thing you do when their oxygen levels dip is to put forced oxygen. And in the beginning they were really worried about it spreading through the duct system, and so they weren't giving these patients any oxygen. Needless to say, we went through time, and my wife, rightfully so, kept asking me, when are you shaving? Can you shave, please? This looks ridiculous. And I said, yeah, it looks ridiculous. And to be honest, the lockdown is ridiculous. And, again, people are going to disagree with that. They're going to think that we flattened the curve and we really did the right thing by doing the lockdown. But coming out of it and looking back and even looking forward, right now, Dr. Scott Atlas is... Someone just tried to cut me off. See how calm I was there? Probably not as calm if I wasn't videotaping right now. You can go ahead. Go ahead. So, Dr. Scott Atlas from Stanford is now on the coronavirus task force, and he's saying we need the healthy people to go out and get the virus and create herd immunity. He's not on record as saying that, but he said it in indirect ways. Like, I want kids to go to school without masks and things of that nature. So, as we go through this, and we look at models like Sweden and other areas that didn't lock down, even certain states, there's evidence. There's enough evidence to make the argument. So I'm just going to ask people out there listening to this to open your minds and just have a discussion about it. Don't shut it down. Don't just say we can't open up or else everybody will die. Talk about the numbers. What does it mean that the latest out is everybody's jumping on this 94% comorbidity rate the CDC has in their stats, and 6% are the only one cause of death, which was COVID, is only 6% of people. Every other death had a comorbidity associated with it. And what does that mean? So there's a side over here that more my side, chiropractor, natural health practitioners are saying, jumping on it and just saying, see, I told you so, it was all a scam. And then there's the medical side that's saying this is dangerous, you can't put this on there, that's not what they mean, it's comorbidities. That means everyone died of COVID, but they had heart disease as a history, part of their history, or diabetes or whatever. That's not true either. So there's somewhere in the middle of those two where it's not everyone, all of the 96% didn't have COVID as a contributing factor to their death, and it's not that every single of the people of the 96% had COVID as the primary cause of death, and it wasn't another comorbidity that happened. We all heard the story of the person that gets run over by a car and they diagnosed him with COVID. They were doing that. Birx said it. Dr. Birx said it. There were other mayors all over saying that if you die of something else and you're positive for COVID, it counts. So, needless to say, we have to have a discussion moving forward. I mean, you can't close my gym again. It's just, Governor Murphy, I don't know if you'll ever listen to this, but you just can't. We can't survive another closure. It's not going to happen. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know how we're going to survive now with the environment of working out right now the way it is. We don't have a capacity issue. Our gym is very large, so we're going to have plenty of room for people, but they have to wear a mask right now. I think some people are fine with it. Some people are taking an attitude of, well, it's just like working out in Colorado where you have less oxygen. That's going to build your hemoglobin up and erythropoietin levels, and you're going to be more fit by exercising in a mask. Some people are like, there's no way I'm going to do exercise in a mask, and I understand that. So right now what we're doing is we're seeing where the dust settles, and we're going to see what we have. Are there more people that are really, really concerned if they go into a gym and see someone without a mask? Because we can't ask people why they're not wearing a mask. All they have to do is tell us that they have a medical condition, and we're not allowed, based on the protocols that Murphy put forward, we're not allowed to ask them what that medical condition is. So there might be people in our gym working out without a mask. Are there going to be other gym members that are either jealous that they're working out with a mask? Are they going to confront the someone without a mask? We really don't know how this is going to play out. We're taking it day by day. We're making decisions as we go along. But ultimately, as this process, this 5.5 months of me not shaving at all, I did not shave at all. I did not trim it, nothing. I did a little bit of here because I couldn't see. It would grow right into my eyeballs. And I did a little bit under here because that's just be unruly. As it went on, I got more and more annoying through the hot weather, and it would be itchy and hot, and it was just ridiculous, sweaty, and I can't stand it. I wanted to get rid of it so bad, but once I commit to something, I want to see it through, and I committed to this, as ridiculous as it looks, and I'm glad I did, and I made it to the opening. But I'm going to implore everyone to have open dialogues about ever locking down again. I have family members that have had this. I have family that have comorbidities. I would never want them at risk, but I've had open conversations even with my parents that say we can't lock down the entire country or world because of your comorbidities, and we need to take care of you in a way. If you're concerned about your health and exposure, then we need to take steps. We need to take steps in order to protect you and make sure that you're safe, right? And safe is an interesting word, because a lot of people are saying you need to be safe by avoiding people and wearing a mask and using hand sanitizer. That's what safe is. My version is, my parents got adjusted. I went over there at least one time a week, and I adjusted them, made sure that their alignment was good, made sure that their nervous system was working as well as it could. We reevaluated their supplement protocol and made sure that they were on supplements that support the immune system. The easy ones, vitamin C and vitamin D and zinc, were all featured in the beginning of this. There was evidence all over the place that it can help bolster your immune system and have a protective effect. So again, that's the approach moving forward that I would like to see, is let's not put people in the most immunocompromised place, which is nursing homes, and put sick people in there. That's step one. We don't want to do that. But also take precautions and protect the people with comorbidities, the elderly that are succumbing to this illness. Okay. At the same time, I had a very honest conversation with my parents a couple months ago, and I said, is this how you're gonna live the rest of your days? Not that they don't have a lot of days left. Hopefully they do, God willing. But are you going to be locked down and not be able to socialize or see your family? And is that the way you want to live? There's got to be a certain point, I think, at a certain time that you say, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. We got to go out. We got to interact. You want to do the 6-foot thing and maybe wear a mask around people, fine. But you have to socialize. You can't live in your basement the rest of the time. You're not getting sun. Sun is so important. We all know that, to protect. So these are the conversations I've been having all along. Some have been really great, where people are, we can have a dialogue, and some have had to just shut down. Anyway, this is part one of a multi-series of videos. I'm going into going into a store, then the next video will probably be in the barbershop. All right, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, I just stopped in to go to Modell's, and they're out of business completely. They're not even selling anything anymore. They're vacant. That's a shame. How many more businesses? Lord & Taylor I saw, they're closing because of the lockdown. Some were doing it before the lockdown. I'll tell you what, we're doing everything at Club Metro USA Phillipsburg to stay in business. All right, we're going to need your help, our members' help. We're gonna, I'm constantly going to reaffirm to my staff and members that it's safe on multiple levels, and there's more you can do to be safe, just like I talked about. Reevaluate your supplement program, your nutrition, your sleep. Reevaluate what you're doing as far as your exercise program. Stay healthy. We're doing all the protocols based on what the state mandates, where people are wearing masks. You get your personal bottle to sanitize everything. We brought in a new cleaning service that does a much more deep cleaning of all the equipment. We used to have staff do that. We are having staff throughout the day sanitize the equipment, but ultimately the members, it's impossible to have a staff members follow every single member working out. Ultimately the members are asked to participate in a big way and make sure that they're cleaning before and after, so we can comply with the rules. That's why. And we can have other people that might be more nervous about sanitation protocols feel comfortable working out. So we all have to do what we have to do to make sure that we comply with every mandate that's been put out there. Okay. My staff is not, I can't put them in. I don't know if you guys saw the Costco video. I think it was a couple months ago, and the kid was going up to a customer telling him he's got to wear a mask or get out, and they started exchanging words, and it got really heated, and the guy was kicked out of Costco, but the employee was at risk at some point. It looked like it might have gone to blows. I'm not going to ask that of my staff. They're primarily women. I don't want to put them in a position of confrontation with anybody, women or men, but we'll ask politely, and we will ask them to put their mask on, but I can't have my staff put in a dangerous situation. So I'm asking the members, please comply. Again, if you have a medical condition, we can't ask you about it. That's what it says in the rules. So we're going to do our best to make it a great experience. We just are in the process of bringing in new trainers and really upping our trainers, our one-on-one training, because I know like a lot of us maybe got off our routine. We need to get back in, and maybe you're having a slow time, hard time getting back to where you were. Nothing's going to get you back to where you were faster than a trainer. So look for that, and we're going to make, we have, like I said, a large facility, which capacity should not be an issue. If it is, you might have to wait a little bit. I'm not sure if we'll have to go to appointment systems, but we're taking it day by day right now, okay? I'm at the barber shop right now. I'm going to walk in and see how, if there's a wait, what's going on. All right, looks like we're about ready to go in. Hermano's waiting for me. We're at Old World Barbering right now on Route 202. You can see Route 202 behind me. We're going to get this taken care of. It's been a long time coming.